Did you know at that time how big the movie is going to be? Obviously, there's so much attention the movie was receiving. There were people who were stealing the memorabilia from the sets itself. Joe Colombo was giving a lot of attention. But did you know that what you're creating is something special?
You know, I was 26, 27 years old.
Yeah.
My ego, I just wanted to be there. I didn't care. I had enough money. I knew that I could get more birds just by being in this movie. And that's what it was about. I was already had a Bentley, 65 Bentley with a Chinese chick chauffeur. But to answer your question, every day we thought they were going to pull the plug on it. They hated Pacino. Coppola fought for him. But when they saw the dailies, the first time they ever saw the daily rushes, what we shoot, a lot of people don't know what that is. But when they saw the dailies and they saw Michael in that army uniform with K, this is my father's business, Paramount and Charlie Blue Dawn just bought Paramount. They're ready to pull the plug. So we didn't even know if the movie was going to come out. And every day, then they started seeing Michael grow into the guy he was. And it was the brilliance of Pacino. And look where we are. But I was early on, see my crazy mind? I early on knew where the picture was going once I seen the releases. Till this day, what I'm about to tell you, to this day, there's never been a film played 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in every film house in the United States for months. Never.
Yeah.
That movie played that long. So my little mind, I'm saying, well, what are you going to do with all these products? Demco, olive oil, this, that, and the other. After a couple, I've seen that this was really going to go, and now I'm making Godfather 2. Yeah. I locked up all the rights to that. I laugh because the last line Pacino said to me before they killed me in the car is, you know, Carlo, your punishment is you're out of the family business now. And I thought I was leaving. Guess what? I own the family business now.
There is irony in that. You mentioned Al Pacino. He was an upcoming actor because of Panic in the Needle Park. Right. You had watched him improvise his performance of a one-legged golfer as well. You've seen him. What an incredible talent.
You did good notes, man. You really.
Thank you. You were surrounded by this cast and crew of heavyweights in that movie. You had Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, Robert Duvall, Diane Keaton. You had James Caan, Sterling Hayden. What did you learn from that cast? Are there any lessons that stand out to you about filmmaking and acting that you learned from them?
I learned nothing from them. You know why? They shut me out. Oh. When they found out I wasn't a thespian and I didn't study, the only guy who worried about me, and I found out in the rehearsal, the first, again, this is how crazy my life was. You know where they had the rehearsal?
Patsy's.
Yeah. 119th Street. That was Fat Tony Salerno's joint. I used to bring midnight loans up there, 5,000, 10,000. I went up earlier that day because I knew Danny Pagano, seniors, all of them were there. I mean, you name every guy. One of my best friends, Tony Federici, he was an underboss with them. So I went up there early. They saw me. They said, what are you doing here? I said, I'm here for the rehearsal. For the Godfather? I said, yeah. I said, I got a big part. Get out of here. But everybody was telling me that. Get out of here. You're not moving. So now we go into the rehearsal. We're sitting around a bigger table than this. And Coppola says to the whole cast, when we bring Mr. Brando into the room, don't look at him. Don't approach him. During the breaks, if he says something to you, okay. Because all these, Pacino, all these guys like God is coming in the room. So we had the first 45-minute rehearsal. Everybody introduced themselves. And, I had to memorize it because I can't read. I'm an illiterate. I had to memorize my part. So I knew what you were going to say and when I should talk. And I did it. And everybody faked it. So Coppola comes, not Coppola. Brando comes over to me. And he says, you're a big TV actor. I said, no. He said, you got a big movie coming out. I said, no. He said, who'd you study with? I said, what's this, a quiz show? Because I ain't intimidated by this guy. Who cares about this guy? So he calls Coppola over. He says, Francis, he's playing my son-in-law. And I never broke down the script. I didn't care. He marries my daughter. He undermines my family. He gets my oldest son, Sonny, killed. He lures my son Michael into the family. I didn't want this. You got to rethink this. And I'm saying, whoa, this guy's trying to get me fired. So I don't know protocol on the set. I said, Francis, go over there a minute. I dismissed the director.
Strike one.
No. He left. Everybody in the room, you could hear a pin drop. They're saying, like, who is this guy? Because they didn't know me either.
Sacrilege.
So now I did the biggest sacrilege. I put my arm on Brando and I walked him out because I didn't want to embarrass him. I said, Mr. Brando, let me tell you something. All due respect, I know who you are, but you get me fired from here and embarrass me because everybody thinks already I'm not in this movie. And I know what you're trying to do here is get me fired. But if you happen to get that done, listen to me now. I will suck on your heart here, right here today, and you will bleed out. He stepped back. He said, that was brilliant. He thought I was acting. I was ready to whack the guy. How can I go back in the neighborhood? Are you crazy?
There were so many interesting personalities as part of that cast and crew. Not many people know that famous fight scene that you had with James Caan, it was almost an actual fight. He threw a billy club at your head, not part of the script. He kicked you in the chest and broke a couple of your ribs as well.
Chipped my elbow, too. They were steel garbage pail covers, not plastic ones like we have today. I wish they were.
Why did Jimmy Caan do this? Why was he like this?
I found out later on because, as I told you, he was cast as Michael. When Coppola got involved, he got Pacino to play Michael. And then I got involved. He thought I had something to do with it. So he got the smallest part. He was done in half the movie. He thought he was going to make a career playing Michael like Michael did. Pacino, rather. But that's why, and then I finally found out because we wound up owning him. The Gambino family, we wound up owning him. He was given to us. After the second rally of the Italian Defamation League, Joe Colombo got hit 6 times. He was in a coma the rest of his life. So a guy took over, and he was the boss, who happened to be a good friend of mine.
And from that day, you promised yourself never do a fight scene in a movie ever again because of James Caan.